And so yeah, I had to go buy one of those. Because I don't have one. I mean, I'm still building up my little tool collection, but well, hang on, before I start messing around with this, I better show you guys. This gun is, in fact, unloaded. Go ahead and show you. Chamber is empty. No magazine. Okay. This little grip right here. Hang on, you might not be able to see that. I don't know where it's zooming at. The little grip. There's a pin that goes straight through, and you have to punch that out. It makes no sense to me that they can't include a little punch if they can give you the rest of that stuff. That they can't include a punch for that. It just irritated me because I knew right away that I wanted that smaller one on there, but I had to go buy that punch for it. Anyway, that's just me though. But yeah, other than that, it's looking at this gun, I was looking at the Glock 19 and the Ruger SR9C as well. I really like the Glocks, but it came down to this gun and the Ruger SR9C pretty much for me. It was a tough choice, but what really did it was mainly the trigger. That trigger was beautiful compared to the Ruger. To every man his own, but I really liked the way that this thing fired compared to that SR9C. I think a lot of people have mentioned this heavy slide has a lot to do with the actual firing of the gun, and maybe that had something to do with throwing me off, and maybe it wasn't exactly the trigger. Like I said, I'm new to handguns. I'm not an expert, but yeah, that really, I like that. So yeah, the trigger and the safety. The Ruger safety had a regular pistol safety that was right here, where you just flick it on and off, and I really enjoy the safety on, or I should say the safeties on this gun better. I'll go ahead and show you the trigger pull. Clear. So I better hang on to it like it's gonna fire. It's nice and clean, and then there's no hang-ups. It's not mushy. There's no shock to it. It's just clean. But yeah, it had this has the Glock style trigger safety, as you can see right there, and it has the little guy right here, the grip safety, and both of those have to be compressed for that striker to actually engage. And I think that's a great feature. I really like this 1911 style grip safety. I think it makes a lot of sense. A lot of people were clowning on it. Didn't think too highly of it, but I like it. I think it's good for carry because there's nothing you got to do. Then again, it's a little unsafe, but hey, I know that I got the grip safety there. I'm not gonna fully depress the gun until I'm ready to shoot it. Furthermore, I'm not gonna put my finger on the trigger until I have whatever target I'm shooting at. That's the first thing, and how you solve it all. But yeah, let's see here. The trigger pull, great. Safeties. The sights. Like I said, I've only put a couple hundred rounds through this, and it had a little low tendency into the right, just a tad when I started shooting it. I did some research online, and a lot of people said that oh yeah, the guns need a little time, quite a few hundred rounds to limber up, and sometimes it's the shooter, yada yada yada. If you're trying to compensate, so I understand that. I think I'm gonna let it relax a little more and let myself relax a little more, get a little more comfortable with it, and then I'll have a better grasp on it. But all in all, it was pretty damn accurate. I shot quite a few rounds from 25 yards out, and it it was in. I think I only shot one outside the target, completely outside the target, but many of them were in the middle, with quite a few holes punched out of the paper in the middle. So I was happy with it. Definitely for my first gun, without any of that big skill base everybody else seems to have. Yeah, the slide, it's where all the weight comes from. Definitely, it's a lot bigger than a Glock slide, and that's why I think that's what makes it a lot heavier than the Glock. When you put these two together, it just looks like a girth compared to it. But you know what I like that about it? It's a concealable weapon, but you feel like you have a real brute of a gun in your hand, and I don't know, there's something I like about that. But like, you know, to each man his own. It's just one of those things. I just think they did a fantastic job with the build quality of this. Yes, this stuff it sticks out much more than you might see on the Glock. The takedown lever and the slide lock. It's just not as slick as a Glock, but I think yeah, I like it. It feels sturdy. Feels like a good gun. It's a little top heavy. Like I said, the slide's pretty heavy. But once you put that full magazine in there, even the 13-round magazine, it makes it perfectly balanced. It feels really good. I love the way it feels with that fully loaded mag in there. Yeah, it's good. Slide, super easy to take down. I've cleaned it once. I did just a little cleaning after the range, but yeah, this little lever, lock the slide back, lever goes out, slide comes back, releases all the way forward, and that's it. Just like that. Great firing weapon. Spring. Barrel. Just goes back on the rails. All the way back, lock it, lever forward, just like that. Great gun. For my first handgun, I'm thoroughly happy. I'm excited to get better with it, excited to get more accurate with it, and I have nothing against Glocks. The 19 and the River and all those other guys, a couple of the SIG guns, they all run together. I mean, I got to that point where I don't think I could have gone wrong with any of them. It just came down to making a decision. It's like, gotta pick one of them. So yeah, I think I'll go with the Glock. I want to get a 45. So I think once that 4th gen Glock 30 comes out, I'll be all over it. I'm gonna go fire it. So I'd definitely like to have one of those. It's a very smooth firing gun, very reliable. They have a great track record, but other than that, I think that's about it. Springfield XDm 9mm compact with the 3.8-inch barrel. Just awesome. Like I said, it's my everyday carry. And it works great. I got a couple holsters I'm going to do reviews on later that I really like. One in particular, sitting back here, CompTac Mino Tower M-Tac. That's the bee's knees. I dig it. That's that. Thanks for watching. Peace.